Make sure to check out the One Football app. It's your one-stop shop to all your latest football news, stats, lineups, team news, transfer rumours. Everything is covered on the One Football app. So make sure you click the link in the description below to download the One Football app.
Hey guys, it is Shane back here on WD18 for another preview. This time it's the big Boxing Day fixture as the Golden Boys take on Chelsea. Vicarage Road in a 7:30 kick-off. This is a game I've been looking forward to since the fixture lists were announced. Another game at home on Boxing Day. You know, honestly, I love it. I love festive football. I love it when it's at the Vic. It's so good. Before we actually get into the actual preview, let us have a bit of a recap and think back to our last game, 2-0 win at the London Stadium, which spread so much Christmas cheer. Weekend before Christmas as well, having to go through and brave that bloody shopping centre was an absolute nightmare, but it was all worth it in the end. A 2-0 win, great result, 3 points. Average performance though, in my opinion. Personally, I thought West Ham deserved a goal in that. They created so many chances. Ben Foster, I think, man of the match for me, kept us in that game. How many times have we said it though this season? Ben Foster saves us again. Ben Foster with another save, you know, match-winning save, points-winning saves. He can do it all, really. He's so reliable, and a man who just seems to get better with every game that passes. Really, I think for the record, I thought our second goal was absolutely fantastic as well. Pereira de la Fey, the link-up play there was saucy. God Almighty. That was brilliant, and then of course Troy's penalty as well, probably one of the best penalties ever taken. But I would say aside from that penalty, I thought Troy's all-round performance wasn't great, to be honest. Just wasn't winning enough really in the air, and you know, it was a different kind of game for him. But we ultimately got the job done in the end, and that's all that really matters, to be quite honest with you. And of course, as I say, getting the 3 points, moving on to the Boxing Day fixture. Let's have a little bit of a chat about team news. Of course, I'm recording this on Christmas Eve, so there's actually been nothing confirmed yet. Javi has done his press conference, but there's been no actual confirmed team news. But what I can tell you is, as far as I'm aware, our squad will be relatively unchanged. So we will have no Adalberto Peñaranda, there will be no Sebastian Prodl, no Will Hughes or no Andre Gray either. They're all sidelined through injury. That's actually not such a bad thing, really, in some respects, because I think the squad we've got currently at the moment, picking up the result against West Ham, I think is probably going to be enough for us to try and get ourselves a point or something more, hopefully, against Chelsea. I think if we were to do a very quick predicted lineup now, I would say, it's obvious, I'd say Foster in goal. Back four, Kiko, Cathcart, Cavacelle and Holebas. I go 2 in the midfield. This is where I think it gets quite interesting. I think Capu's got to start. I thought he was our second best player on Saturday. I'd maybe go with Keena in the midfield as well, possibly even Cleverley as well. There have been talks about maybe Cleverley coming back in for this one. It's a really tough game because ultimately I think Javi will probably rest a few players for it because of the game on Saturday against Newcastle, and of course because we only actually played on Saturday. So is this maybe a chance for Chalobah to come in? Of course, eagle-eyed supporters would have noticed he wasn't on the bench on Saturday. Is that maybe a sign to say, yeah, he's going to start? Possibly Keena on the bench, not being used either. Is it maybe a case of Keena Chalobah in the midfield, maybe for Chelsea, as Javi maybe gave that away a little bit early? But you know, I don't know. I mean, personally, if we've been very honest with each other, I think Capu is undroppable right now. So I'd go Capu. I'd go with Keena in the midfield as well. It'd be nice to see him back in there again. Then I think the rest of the team kind of picks itself at the moment. I think I would say right side of midfield, Deulofeu, personally. I think Ken Stemmer did okay. I thought he was all right. I think he got a little bit of stick unnecessarily, actually, from where I was sitting anyway. I thought he did okay up against a very strong, very physical West Ham side. I think Chelsea will be more physical, I think, and I just don't think it'll be the kind of game for Ken. Off the bench, maybe, definitely, but I would say Deulofeu on the right hand side. Let's go Pereira on the left. I think we'll go Isaac and Troy up top, two in a two up top. Surprised Isaac actually got dropped. I just didn't think the Deulofeu and Troy partnership worked really up top. I mean, you know, alright, fine, you know, they both scored and everything, and, you know, in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing sometimes, but I just don't think, I thought De La Fey looked a bit lost, I thought, in that second half, but he got that goal through great link-up play because of his understanding and being on the same wavelength as well of Pereira, that move actually came off. But I'd go with this customary 2 up top. I think we start Isaac up top. I think he can really worry that Chelsea defence. Troy as well. I thought Troy was an absolute menace last season as well against Chelsea. Of course, we all remember his penalty. We all remember his infamous goal celebration afterwards as well. But it is what it is. And ultimately, on his day, Troy and Isaac can absolutely bully a defence if they want to. And I think we need to kind of do that. Now, let's move on to talk a little bit about Chelsea. Well, of course, we all saw, I'm sure some of you saw the game on Saturday as well, losing 1-0. A very shock defeat for them against Leicester City. For their part, Leicester have played very well. Chelsea are unlucky though. 2 shots hit the bar for them. Eden Hazard, Marcos Alonso, if they go in, it's a completely different game, isn't it? I mean, if we look back throughout their last set of matches as well, of course, they picked up another defeat in midweek against Wolves as well. 2-1 defeat there, but they've picked up some crucial wins as well. They've beaten the likes of Brighton, they've beaten Chelsea, and picking up a huge win against City as well at Stamford Bridge, and what was a big performance from them. In regards to Chelsea's team news as well, not very much from them at the moment. Olivier Giroud could earn a recall to the side, which would ultimately allow Eden Hazard to drop back into an attacking midfield position. Alvaro Morata 50-50 as well, but looks more likely, I think, to potentially return from a knee injury. Ross Barkley, Ruben Loftus-Cheek could well be in line for a recall to start 11, but Andreas Christensen will be out. That's just the latest team news from Chelsea. This is a really, really tough game for us actually, because as much as we got the win against West Ham, and that was a really quite an unexpected win, Chelsea are never going to be easy opponents for us. We absolutely blew them away last season. I don't think it will be like last season. Only in the deepest Christmas miracle would it ever be like last season, but I think it's a kind of game where we can actually we can give a good account of ourselves, really. Under the lights of the Vic, anything can happen. We tend to turn it on as well when the big teams come to the Vic. And Chelsea, you know, we've given them a tough game. You know, obviously we beat them at the Vic last season. We were unlucky to not beat them at Stamford Bridge. Their quality just showed in the end, but we gave them a very, very good game, I'd say, for maybe like the first hour or so. Getting back into the game at Stamford Bridge, we were able to put them under pressure, and their fans be more than aware when they're making the trip to Vicarage Road on Boxing Day that, do you know what, there's something about this Watford side, and there is something about us as well. You know, this is tenacity, there's this never say die attitude. I noticed it as well, you know, especially when we were under the cosh at the London Stadium as well. We were really kind of holding out there. Missed some key chances, but ultimately when the second goal came, the relief was absolutely immense. That's the one thing I take away, actually, potentially from that game at the London Stadium. It was just the relief when the second goal went in. You know, all the fans, if you've seen it on match, all the fans running down the aisle. The relief was just unbelievable because we had that never say die attitude. Our defence, well, I personally thought our defence was solid. Big shout out to Cathcart, who's looked immense this season. Well, our most consistent defender as well. Kabasele and Doucouré with a big returns to form as well for them. It's those kind of performances that we're going to need against Chelsea. Capoue needs to be at his all-inspiring best. Foster needs to be at his goal-saving best. I'm confident we can get a result though. I'm confident we can maybe nick a draw at Stamford Bridge. Anything more than that would be phenomenal. Just one final point I want to make here as well. We've had a return of 27 points from 18 matches, and that is really, really impressive. The top 10 finish does look more than within our grasp. It's about pushing on now. If we can get a draw against Chelsea, that's only going to help the cause. But next Saturday against Newcastle, that's a home banker for me. 3 points a must before we then head along down to the south coast for what's going to be a very tricky game against Bournemouth. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to keep this too long. Thank you very much for watching. We will be outside the Hornet shop after the Boxing Day clash. Come along and join us. Whatever happens, we will be outside, so come along and voice your opinions. And yeah, all that leaves me to say is hope you guys have a fantastic day tomorrow. And yeah, see you on Boxing Day. Come on, you Horns.